Good morning. It is Friday, June 13th. Here's what we're working on. Israel has carried out a strike against Iran.
Thousands of bikers are set to roll into Port Dover.
And the Oilers win it in overtime. Thanks so much for joining us. So I didn't hear or see any of the game last night, but I woke up this morning, I'm like, yes, so things are evened up now.
Yes, I went to bed. It was 3-0 Florida after the first.
Oh,
and I woke up and I was
really
listening to the action. I thought, what? Edmonton won. We'll have all the details coming up in Sportsline.
Okay, right now, lots of traffic details this morning, Brian.
Come on, get your motor running. Let's head out on the highway.
Head out on the highway, 6.
Let's get going here. At least we don't have precipitation for the day today. That's not in our forecast. I'll tell you what is in our forecast for the day today. Mainly cloudy skies and cool temperatures. Yesterday we got to 24. Today only 17. Tomorrow only 13 degrees. It's going to be cool for the next couple of days. And the reason for that is we're back into that scenario where we have that northeast wind coming off the lake. And that's a cool lake, and that keeps our temperature subdued. Temperature at the moment sitting at 14 degrees. But yeah, climbing to 17, and that's about it with a strong northeast wind. A little bit of sun for the day today, but a mainly cloudy sky for today. And the weekend is looking so much better. It'll feel cool tomorrow, but it's looking so much better. We'll talk about that. And of course, good news for the football game tomorrow night. We'll talk about that as well coming up. Okay, traffic this morning. Let's talk about what's going on. Right now, there's no problems. We have no problem here at the 403 and Waterdown Road. That is our exclusive camera. That looks good. We'll check some MTO traffic cameras. Red Hill Creek, Toronto-bound lanes heading away from us on that shot. We'll flip to the top of the Burlington Skyway Bridge. Look how light that is. No problems right there. And of course, the QEW at Burl Oak, that looks good at the moment. So we have no collisions. Keep in mind, lots of motorcycles on the road today. Shoulder checks. Make sure you're looking out for them because they can come up beside you pretty quickly. And of course, we'll be talking about what's going on with the link. Yeah, this is the weekend for the link closure, east and both directions, starting this morning at around 8 o'clock. We'll talk about that coming up in a few minutes. Right now, let's get the news.
Huge international story this morning, Brian. Thank you. Israel's military says it has started intercepting Iranian drones after striking nuclear and military sites in Tehran. Israel says Iran launched more than 100 drones at its territory in retaliation for those strikes. An Israeli official says the interceptions are happening outside Israeli airspace, but gave no further details. The Israeli attacks hit dozens of locations across Iran, with photos showing apartment buildings damaged and on fire. And 2 top Iranian commanders have been killed in the strikes.
This was a unilateral action by Israel, so I think it is crucial for many allies, including the United States, to work as we speak to de-escalate. I know they're doing that, and I think that is now the first order of the day.
That's NATO's Secretary General. Now, airspace over Tehran has been shut down this morning. Israel has also closed its own airspace and declared a state of emergency. In the United States, President Donald Trump held a cabinet meeting last night to talk about Washington's response to this. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio says there was no U.S. involvement.
Back here at home, police are investigating a fatal crash involving a motorcycle in Niagara Falls. The crash happened at around 11:30 last night at the intersection of Thorold Stone Road and Dorchester Road. It involved a car and a motorcycle. Police say one person has died. And police tell us the cause of the crash remains under investigation. The roads are also closed, and drivers are being asked to take different routes.
Still in Niagara, police are investigating a serious crash in St. Catharines. It happened around 11:30 last night. A car hit a tree at Queenston Road and Hartzell Road. Niagara police say the driver then ran off. A passenger suffered serious injuries. Roads are closed in this area this morning. Drivers are being asked to avoid the area.
Start your engines. Today is Friday the 13th, and organizers expect thousands of motorcycle enthusiasts to fill the streets in Port Dover for this special event. Here's Simone Gavros.
Happy Friday the 13th, organizers are expecting that there's going to be around 200,000 people in Port Dover today for Friday the 13th. This is going to be a special event because this is the one and only Friday the 13th this year. The next time we're going to see this is in 2 years, in 2027 in August. This next year there's only going to be like a couple cold ones, but again, this takes about 6 months to prepare. So organizers are reminding people as well as police to drive safe today as they're heading into Port Dover. Make sure you're wearing your helmets, you're driving slow. Down in Port Dover, St. Andrew and St. George streets are going to be one-way streets to make that perfect loop through the town. So we're going to be heading down today. Big thanks to Revs Full Throttle Power Sports to give us this bike today for the day as we're going to be heading in style. Now later today we're going to be talking to police, organizers, and of course motorcycle enthusiasts down in Port Dover. I'll see you in a little bit, but for now I'll send things back to you.
Okay, stay safe and have lots of fun. Well, on the roads, after being rescheduled so many times, Hamilton's Lincoln Alexander Parkway will be fully closed for maintenance work starting this morning and running all weekend. City of Hamilton says the closures will begin today, continue until early Monday. This is all dependent on weather. So the eastbound lanes of the link will be shut down from Gulf Links Road to the Upper Red Hill Valley Parkway off-ramp, and that starts at 8 a.m. today. Westbound lanes between the Red Hill Valley Parkway and Mohawk Road will close at 10 this morning. Both directions are expected to be reopened by 5 in the morning on Monday. The work will include asphalt and bridge repairs, some spot resurfacing, signage, maintenance, and pavement markings. There are closures in Welland for this weekend's Rose Festival. King Street is closed today until Sunday between Griffith Street and Avenue Place for the festival's Days in the Park at Merritt Park. This is the 64th year for the Welland Rose Festival, which celebrates the city's emblematic flower. There are art exhibits, concerts, a fishing derby, and fireworks, and on Sunday there's a grand parade. And there are traffic closures in downtown Burlington for the Sound of Music Festival in Spencer Smith Park. Graham's Lane will be closed for part of the day tomorrow for a parade, and Lakeshore Road in front of the park is closed each night of the festival. And now to the fun part of the Sound of Music, of course, the musicians. There's a great lineup of more than 50 acts on 3 stages, big names and emerging artists. Organizer Brent Kinnaird, hey Brent, says it's a great opportunity for local acts.
Supporting local and emerging artists is something that's really important to us here at Sound of Music. So we have a Battle of the Bands competition that invites local artists to compete for a spot actually on the festival stage.
The 45th Sound of Music Festival also has food trucks, rides, and vendors, and it runs until Sunday. So much going on the roads in our area.
Lots of fun. Sportsline, and Game 4 of the Stanley Cup Final last night in Florida was the epitome of a roller coaster ride, and it started with the Panthers owning the first period.
Final minute, opening period, Chance scores! Anton Lundell, 3-0 Florida.
Lundell's tally and 2 goals from Matthew Tkachuk gave Florida a commanding 3-0 lead to start the game. But the Oilers replaced goalie Stuart Skinner with Calvin Pickard to start the second. That sparked Edmonton to score 3 times in the period. The Oilers then took a 4-3 lead midway through the third, and Jake Wallman stepped into a clapper and beat Sergei Bobrovsky. But it wasn't over yet. Sam Reinhart tied the game with 19.5 seconds to go, his 6th goal of the playoffs. And for the 3rd time in 4 games in this series, we need overtime.
Now with that Cole, but Colson, nice pass across. Here's Jackson. He scores! Leon Draisaitl won it in Game 4 for the Oilers, and the series is tied at 2. Oh man!
And if the Oilers win, give this guy the heart. The Conn Smythe King Leon scored in OT for the 4th time in these playoffs, and the Oilers beat the Panthers 5-4 to even the Cup final at 2 games apiece. It's the first time since 2013 that 3 of the first 4 games in the final have needed overtime. Game 5 is tomorrow night in Edmonton. Winnipeg Jets goalie Connor Hellebuyck has been awarded the Vezina Trophy as top goalie and the Hart Trophy as NHL MVP.
Say cheese.
All right, everybody looking for Brian.
What is this? Yes, buddy. Come on in, Combs. Where's the other trophy?
I'm loving these videos. The 32-year-old Hellebuck was surprised while fishing with his agent. He's the first goalie to claim the Hart since Montreal's Carey Price did it a decade ago.
First and 10 from the BC 38s. Back to Peterson. Found a hole right up the middle, down the 15. What a move! Matthew Peterson at 5. Touchdown! Welcome to the Canadian Football League.
Rookie running back Matthew Peterson ran for 130 yards and his first CFL touchdown as the Blue Bombers beat the BC Lions 34-20. Peterson replaced Brady Oliveira, who left the game in the first with an upper body injury, while Lions quarterback Nathan Rourke left in the fourth with an apparent injury to his midsection. Ottawa hosts Montreal tonight, and Toronto welcomes Calgary tomorrow afternoon. The Ticats host Saskatchewan tomorrow night, and the club will retire Garnie Henley's number 26 at halftime. The 42nd Pepsi North America Cup comes alive tomorrow night at Woodbine Mohawk Park in Campbellville. That's just west of Milton.
Light up the world, picks up the pieces late, light up the world by 2 lengths. Crack shot second.
10 horses will compete for the $1 million purse in Canada's most prestigious harness race. Pennsylvania's Lou Print is the favorite, followed by Light Up the World, trained by Waterdown's Anthony Beaton and driven by Guelph's James McDonald. Races start at 6:35 p.m. and the North America Cup is race 11 of 13. Admission and parking are free. Well, in Jackfish walloped Kitchener 23-2 to improve to 11-1 in the Inter-County Baseball League, while Barrie topped Brantford 8-6. The Hamilton Cardinals host Toronto tonight. Canada lost its first game in the men's under-23 wheelchair basketball world championship. They fell 63-53 to host Brazil. And Formula One is in Montreal for the Canadian Grand Prix on Sunday.
All right, coming up on 12 minutes after 6 on Friday the 13th. So lots of motorcycles. Please be aware of them. They're going to be all over the roads today, heading to Port Dover, having a good time. So be careful. All right, let's talk about traffic. Oh, wait a second. You can feel the traffic headaches beginning already for what's going to happen this weekend. We have no problems here, 403 and Waterdown Road. Let's go to where we do have a problem. We have a collision on the QEW at the moment. This is the QEW Toronto bound at Guelph line. So the ramp is blocked and the right lane on the QEW is blocked. So trying to get to the QEW from Guelph line is going to be a problem right there. And of course, it's backing things up all the way through back to Brant Street. It's not too bad a little further after that, but Brant Street to Guelph line is pretty slow. But, you know, that's the only problem that we have at the moment. Otherwise, volume is pretty light. You can see the congestion right there. All right, let's get to our temperature that we have starting out the morning here. Temperature has just fallen a degree. We were 14. We're now sitting at 13. And there it is. We're back into that scenario with that northeast wind coming off the lake, and that's what's going to keep our temperature cool. We do have a mainly cloudy sky to start the day. For school today, 17 degrees. That's all we're going to get to today. It'll be cloudy. There's a northeast wind for the day today. The air quality advisory for today, no problems. It's in the low risk category, so no problems right there. We have a frontal boundary to the south, but we have a ridge of high to the north. That is going to give us better conditions for the weekend. So Saturday, Sunday, we'll see some sunshine now, and we'll kick away that chance of a shower. Well, some areas there's a chance of a shower, and that could be tonight. But today, looking at 19 to 20 for Niagara, 21 degrees for the North Shore of Lake Erie, but 17 and 19 for the rest of the Horseshoe. So cool temperatures today. 13 overnight tonight. Niagara could get a shower, same with Cayuga and Simcoe, but 12, 13, and 14 tonight. Look at tomorrow's temperature for Hamilton, 13 degrees only, 15 for Halton Peel, Toronto, and a little bit better, but that's way below seasonal for this time of year. We should be about 24 degrees, but at least we'll have some sunshine for the day tomorrow. So, yep, Friday the 13th, out the door this morning, mostly cloudy, light winds, temperature right now sitting at 13. Long range coming up. Annette, Rick.
Okay, coming up after the break, we're going to say good morning to Emily. She is back today. Yay! We don't have to do entertainment. We just talk about it. She'll have lots more to come in Chit Chat. And also to come in Business News, we'll tell you how the markets are reacting as tensions flare in the Middle East. So nice to have you back, Emily Vukovic. What's coming up in Chit Chat? We haven't been to the couch in ages.
Yeah. Hi, good morning. I know we missed it. We definitely missed it. We've got new Grammy categories that are going to be announced. We shall discuss. I don't watch the Grammys anymore, but a lot of people still do. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And of course, Mike Love was inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame, and we are also going to be celebrating dads because this weekend is Father's Day, and I just remembered that yesterday. Oh. Yeah, kids and I are going shopping tonight.
Okay.
Good luck.
Okay, we'll let you go and maybe get started on that.
Maybe.
In the meantime, we'll take over with business. In overseas trading this morning, the Canadian dollar is down 5 basis points at 73.41 cents U.S. Gold is up $41.80 an ounce. Crude is up more than $5 a barrel, over $73 U.S. More on oil prices in just a moment. Now, in midday trading in Europe, markets have really dropped in Frankfurt, also down in London and Paris.
Asian markets were down across the board in Tokyo, Hong Kong, and Shanghai. North American markets all closed up yesterday. Strength in the price of gold helped lift the TSX by 91 points. The Dow gained over 100, and the Nasdaq closed 46 points higher. Then Israel launched airstrikes on Iran. As a result, U.S. stock futures have been hit hard this morning. Dow futures alone are down 500 points.
It's because Israel's attack on Iran has introduced significant volatility into the oil market. Now, at one point yesterday, prices in the U.S. soared 13% a barrel. That price has fallen dramatically for now, but it's still up 5%. The spike is based on fears that a wider conflict in the Middle East could disrupt oil supplies. Analysts say if Iran pulls out of the global market, oil prices could jump by about $7.50 a barrel. That's more than 10% the current trading price.
Federal Jobs Minister Patty Hajdu is hoping to end the rift between Canada Post and its union. She said on social media it is in the public interest to give members of the Canadian Union of Postal Workers an opportunity to vote on the latest offers from the Crown Corporation. Canada Post and its union have been negotiating for roughly a year and a half on a new deal for workers while the Postal Service's financial plight has grown worse. The Crown Corporation says the latest offers are its final proposals, while the union has pushed back on the vote and has called for arbitration.
Striking uniform members at DHL's Hamilton Airport location remain on the picket line. In a statement last night, DHL Express says it's disappointed that an agreement has not been reached. The company says it's proposed a 5-year wage increase, higher benefits, and more union representation. But Unifor, which represents 2,100 workers there, says DHL locked out its employees just after midnight Sunday when talks broke down. The union says its priorities include better pay and better working conditions and protections against automation.
Yet another strike impacting Hamilton, striking workers with the Workplace Safety and Insurance Board, marked 3 weeks since job action began.
We're still out here picketing in support of the collective bargaining team. We're trying to get a fair deal, so we're keeping morale high. Morale is really good right now. We feel that solidarity. Yesterday we had a huge rally, so we had a lot of support from other unions in the city.
The union says an internal message sent to staff indicates there is a growing backlog of injured worker claims. The walkout escalated after members were locked out of online systems. At issue are wages that have not kept up with inflation and dangerously high workloads that have allegedly worsened employees' mental health.
Hey, we're taking a quick break right now. Brian is going to be back with your traffic, lots to deal with this morning, and your 7-day forecast.
6:23 is the time on this Friday the 13th. We're looking at a problem here at Guelph Line. Now, it's Toronto-bound lanes coming towards us. We've got a collision with a overturned trailer from a tractor trailer right there. We've got a heavy tow on the scene. It's the right lane is blocked. The other lanes are getting through okay, but it's a big visual distraction if people watch what's going on. And the ramp from the southbound Guelph Line to the eastbound QEW is closed as well as they try to work on that. That is the only collision that we have at the moment. I'll take the rest of the time I have to remind you about the link closure this weekend. Starts eastbound at 8 o'clock. It goes westbound starting at 10 o'clock this morning. So 3 full days of closure for the link, and that goes until Monday morning, bright and early. So remember, alternates and headaches are going to be in fashion today. And keep in mind all the motorcycles on the road today. We must remind you of that as well. So please be careful. Check temperatures we have at the moment. 13 for Hamilton, for Grimsby, for Toronto. Bit better for Mississauga, into 14 at the moment. Seasonals for an overnight low are 13 degrees, so we are seasonal, but we're going to get nowhere near a seasonal daytime high, which is 24. It's going to be cool for the next couple of days. Those are our sun times and records for today. And for school today, we should be around 15 for the first bell. We'll have some sunshine, and then a mainly cloudy sky, 17 degrees for after school. That's the high for the day. Oh, but wait, 13 for tomorrow. Oh, yay. So the reason for that is we have a cool air mass, plus we have that cool wind coming off the lake, north-northeast winds. So 13 tonight, 13 only tomorrow, but it does get better. We'll have some sunshine and 22 for Father's Day. That looks good. The sunshine continues, and look at the temperatures ramp up by midweek, 27 and 28 degrees. It's your forecast. Annette, Rick.
Okay. Do you like ramen?
Check.
Okay. What about pickles?
Absolutely. Who doesn't
Check,
like pickles? Yeah. How about pickle-flavored ramen? Yeah, it's actually a thing. Instant noodle maker Cup Noodles is releasing a new dill pickle flavor, hoping to capitalize on the pickle trend taking over social media. The new product combines the flavors of the noodles with the tangy and sour taste of a pickle in a microwavable cup. Cup Noodles Dill Pickle goes on sale for a limited time starting June 21st. Canadians can find it online through Instacart. What do you say on the combination?
Totally into this.
Yeah.
I think that's a great combo.
Very much so. I got a dill pickle spread a couple of weeks ago, and I am over the moon for it. It is so good.
What do you mean a
so
spread?
Good.
Like
it's kind of like a dill pickle mayonnaise.
Oh.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll have to talk during the break. So stay with us. We're going to find out about this spread.
Very much so.
We got lots more to come after the break. Sarah Dipler.